everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Alexandria. Today we're doing a tiny review with a tutorial with it. So we're talking about Kokie's Professional's eyeshadow palette, the artist palette, and I have Goddess and Utopia, and I only used Utopia. I did not go into it like before when I bought their previous palettes. I did two separate videos so you guys could see the videos yourself in two different things, and we're only working on one look for this tutorial with this mini review. But before I get into my thoughts of the palette and show you the palette itself, I want to kind of introduce myself to anybody who's new to the channel. My name is Alexandria, or you can call me by Alex. I am a beauty creator on YouTube, and I also have a fashion blog that I write about fashion. So if you're interested in that, I do have a new blog post. I will put the name on the screen and I'll also link it down below if you're interested in checking out that blog. I do kind of like move my fashion the other side, and I kind of don't apply it here on YouTube. So yeah, the other day I went to Rite Aid. Yeah, let's get back into the story. The other day I went to Rite Aid and I went to the aisles going through, and I was like, let me see what they got. And I kind of went in there and I saw what they had, and I was like, let me pick, because I love the last two palettes that I did with the with their other colors. So I did like that. So I did not use Goddess in this one, and this is really pretty. It's such a pretty palette. I'm going to remove the plastic. I kind of scraped my finger on it, but look how beautiful is those beautiful neutral colors on here. So all my girls will love the neutrals. I will recommend this palette. I can't recommend you how the quality is because I haven't tested it out, but the colors are really nice. In the back you get the names and you see a lot of the fingerprints because of the material of the packaging. Here's Utopia, and I really liked the colors in the Utopia. I am a little disappointed on the colors that I used, because before I decided to do this look, I went into a different direction because I was gonna do pink and blue, but then it was, I don't know, because it has never happened to me. I use an eye cream, and then let me show you the palette first. But here, I do mention it in the video about it, and I have used an eye cream, and I feel like if I mention it here, it's no point in me adding it into the part of the video because it's like I'm already telling you what's going on. So usually I use an eye cream, but this time I'm using a different eye cream, which has like vitamin C serum, and it's like a rolly one. I don't tend to have issues with any of my creams when I do use, you know, my stuff, but something about it, I don't know if my lids were super oily, because I do have oily lids, and they were creating like patches onto my lid, so they were not blending really nicely. So I don't know if it was the eye cream affecting the formula of my eye primer, and then my eye primer, like I don't know if it was the eye cream kind of affecting the eyeshadow itself, because I don't think it's the eye primer, because I didn't use a lot. I used like a very tiny bit, and I always use the same one and never gave me an issue. So I have used that eye primer before with their products, so I was a little confused. I don't know, my lids were a little oily, so I don't know if that was what's created the shadows not to blend very nicely. It created a lot of patchiness. I'm gonna add that part into the video because it is very important, so you guys could kind of know what went wrong with the tutorial, because it did create that. So I don't know if it was seriously the oily lids. I don't know. So I end up going ahead and removing the shadow what I was creating, because I try my best to kind of like fix it. And I went with this purple shade on top of this one to kind of like fix it, because I didn't want to go and wipe the eye look, because I already had started the crease, and I was like, I don't know if I want to kind of like erase that. But then I told myself if I don't do it, it's gonna look messy, and I'm like, it's not worth it, because I'm like, my lids did look like really oily. So I don't know if that was the #1 problem. So I decided to kind of like wipe it out and start all over. And I went ahead and not put any eye cream, nothing at all. And I only added was the NYX white pod as a primer, and I did not put anything for my eyelids at all. So the only time I did put some type of gripping was when I did my lids and when I did the white primer, white based from NYX. But besides that, I was a little like I'm not sure if that's what affected it. I would definitely have to use the palette again, and so I could kind of give you a second opinion of the palette like I have done with the Jaclyn Hill palette. So yeah, I don't know what happened. I have used their products before, and I really think it could have been the oils of my eyelids that affected their pigments on it. But I definitely do want to give these two a try again, because I feel like it's the right proper thing to do, since my lids were oily. And I'm gonna put the video in so you could kind of see what happened, because it's the right thing to do, so you guys could kind of see what could have possibly been wrong. But if you have this palette and if it has not gave you any issues, please let me know, because it'd be interesting to know if it's just my lids or I have to give it one more chance. But I did decide to go ahead and try to create a different look with the eyeshadow, and this is what I created. It's some very I don't know what to call it, because it's a little different. I kind of like extended and created like sort of like the color coming up here and then like over here. So yeah, it's very, I consider it to be very simple. It's a simple tutorial for you guys to follow. So if you have picked up this one, because I can't tell you anything about Goddess, if you picked up Utopia and if you had the same problems, please let me know. I was quite shocked when it happened, but I really think it's the oils of my lids. My lids were pretty oily when I started jumping into the tutorial and I put in the eye primer. So I don't know if that's what affected it, but if it did, that's the first time that ever happened to me. But hey, I will give another review on this shadow before I do the Goddess, because I think this one needs one more tutorial and doing a different, not doing the same steps that I did to recreate this look, but a different, maybe trying those shadows again and see what happens, because I kind of want to see if it's just my lids or it was just that the formulation of those two just did not work with my skin. So yeah, so that is all. So it was a really quick tutorial, because it's really, I'm only talking about the shadows that kind of failed me. Everything else did quite well, especially on this right here with the white powder. It just like gripped very nicely, that shadow. Like this one right here that I had a problem into my crease, it patted real nice to the outer corner when I created the line. And the shimmer color is fantastic. I have it right here, and the shimmer right here is great. And then I can't say this one patted nice onto like when I created this line right here. So I have to give these two another chance. And this did quite well, but like dapping into the corner but not blending it too much to create it to like, I was too scared to like blend it. So I just really, you'll see in the tutorial what I did with the purple, so you guys could go ahead and see what happens. But all right guys, I want to say thank you so much for checking out this video. I appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye. like a mini, like not a mini intro, but kind of like tell you what's going on with this eye look. I try to like fix it with the purple because the two blues are giving me like the payout is not there. It's giving me a lot of like gaps, and I never had to deal with that with the, and even with the purple, sort of like right here if you look at it. I'm quite surprised because I have tried their palettes before and quite disappointed on so far with the two colors so far. I'm kind of thinking about maybe trying to wipe off my eye and kind of like come back again and see if my eyes were too oily, because I do have oily lids, and also because I use an eye cream before, but then again I have used eye creams and used my eye primer and it has never caused me any issues. But maybe the formula mixed with the formula that I have on my eye is creating these stuff right here. So I'm kind of thinking to start all over and see what happens then, if it's just that it's the eye cream that's creating it to create this slippery consistency. I'm hoping is that, because I'll be quite disappointed, but I wanted to come and tell you so far what is happening because I feel like it's very important, to be honest, when you're trying a product. So right now I'm not so happy with these two shades, and the purple one a little iffy in between. So I'm gonna wipe that off and kind of come back again and try one more time in a different matter.